Hi friends! In great public demand, the story of Little Red Riding Hood is here again. So let's start. Oh, before that, just press the like button below. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived with her mother at the edge of a deep dark forest. Everyone called the little girl Little Red Riding Hood because she always wore a bright red cloak with a bright red hood. One sunny morning, her mother said, "Granny isn't feeling very well. Will you please take this basket of goodies to her and make her feel better?" "I will," replied the Little Red Riding Hood. "And just remember to stay on the path and don't stop to talk to any strangers on the way," said the mother. "I will." And the Little Red Riding Hood hopped and skipped along the way to Granny's house. She had only gone a short way into the deep dark forest when a sly, nasty wolf with big shiny teeth and long sharp claws jumped out onto the path right in front of her. "Hello, my pretty one. Where are you going on this fine morning?" said the wolf. "Good morning. I'm going to see my granny who isn't feeling very well. She lives all the way on the other side of the forest. But please excuse me, I'm not allowed to speak to strangers," said the Little Red Riding Hood very politely. "Of course, little girl, you must be in a hurry. Why not take a moment to pick a big bunch of these lovely wildflowers to cheer your granny up?" "Thank you, Mr. Wolf. That sounds really very good idea. I'm sure that the granny would love them," said the Little Red Riding Hood. So while Little Red Riding Hood picked a bunch of sweet-smelling flowers, the wicked wolf raced ahead through the deep dark forest and soon arrived at Granny's cozy cottage. The wolf lifted the knocker and banged hard at the door. Granny sat up with a start. "Who is it?" she called. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood," replied the wolf in a soft voice just like the Little Red Riding Hood. "Hello, my dear. The door is not locked. Just lift up the latch and come in." So the wolf opened the door and quick as a flash, he gobbled Granny up. Then he put on her nightgown and nightcap and crawled under the covers to lie in wait for Little Red Riding Hood. A short time later, Little Red Riding Hood arrived at the cottage and knocked on the granny's door. "Who is it?" called the wolf in a high voice just like Granny's. "It's me, Granny, Little Red Riding Hood," came the reply. "Hello, my dear. The door is not locked. Lift up the latch and come in," called the wolf in Granny's voice. So the Little Red Riding Hood lifted the latch, opened the door, and went into Granny's cottage. But Little Red Riding Hood couldn't believe her eyes. "Oh, Granny, it is so nice to see you. But what big ears you have!" "All the better to hear you with. Come closer, my dear," said the wolf in Granny's voice. Little Red Riding Hood took a step closer to the bed. "Oh, Granny, what big eyes you have!" "All the better to see you with. Come closer, my dear," said the wolf again in Granny's voice. So Little Red Riding Hood took another step closer. Now she was right beside Granny's bed. "Oh, Granny, what big teeth you have!" she cried. "All the better to eat you with, my dear," snarled the wolf, and he jumped up and swallowed Little Red Riding Hood in one big gulp. Now it just so happened that a woodcutter was passing Granny's cottage that day. He was on his way to work on the other side of the forest. He knew that Granny had not been feeling very well, so he decided to look in on her. But what a surprise he had when he saw the hairy wolf asleep in Granny's bed. When the woodcutter saw the wolf's big fat tummy, he knew just what must have had happened. Quick as a flash, he took out his sharp shining axe and sliced the wolf open. Out popped Granny and the little Red Riding Hood, surprised and shaken but safe and well. The woodcutter dragged the wolf outside and threw him down a deep dark well, so he would never ever trouble anyone again. Then he, Granny and the little Red Riding Hood sat down and ate all the lovely yummy goodies that were in Little Red Riding Hood's basket. A little while later, Little Red Riding Hood waved goodbye to her granny and the woodcutter and ran all the way home to her mother. And since then, she didn't stray once, talk to any stranger ever again. How was it? Do comment and let me know. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so now. Just press the red button. See you next with another interesting story.